No.
By the way.
I am on it. I saw her taping up all right. Take my tip. So, should we stop the stream and start it again? Alright, so we are streaming. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Oh, it's up.
Alright, cool. Get out of YouTube there. Alright, cool. Alright. We're up.
I see you texting.
Wait. We're up. We're good. We don't have the right audio in it. You don't have the right audio? Yeah. We gotta change the audio codec. That could be on me. Can you change that without, or yeah, just stop it and then start? Let's see the USB audio codec.
And a very pleasant good evening, and we welcome you to Ventura College for Ventura College football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. It's the home opener for the Pirates as they take on a very tough visiting opponent in the Saddleback College Gauchos. I am Jeff Stoynoff along with the entire SoCalCollegeSports.com team, welcoming you once again to Ventura College. So happy you've joined us for another season of Pirate football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Let me bring in my broadcast partner, Ryan Wilmore. And Ryan, thanks so much. Glad to have you back. And this is a venue that you know well, going back to your playing days at Moore Park College. And it's going to be a tough assignment for the Gauchos who come in off a loss last week to College of the Canyons.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Ventura, too. I mean, they won, but they won ugly. So they're going to have to focus, clean up their game if they want to win again.
Return on the far side, out past the 30, and that's where Saddleback will get started on their first possession. It was a 19-6 loss last Saturday night to maybe the hottest team in the SCFA right now if you go back to last season, with all due respect, of course, to Fullerton College and a couple of others. But that's 6 wins in a row for College of the Canyons, and they were most impressive on the road, winning that game at Saddleback, really throttling this Gaucho offense under head coach Mark McElroy. Meanwhile, the Pirates, as you alluded to, started with a 24-20 win, and I think, in football, any win on the road is a good win on the road, but as you talked about, it was a little ugly, and they had to hold on against a very game Orange Coast squad. Play action on the first play, and they'll pop fly the far side, and it's a little bit overthrown. Attended target was Jalen Coates, so it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, good play call to open up there by Saddleback. Ventura didn't have a safety over the top. It was one-on-one on the outside. They took their shot. Good coverage, though, by Ventura. Brings up 2nd and 10. Robbie
Patterson will get the call. Both teams went with multiple quarterbacks in Week 1. Patterson and Noah Melbon both saw time for the Gauchos, and it's Patterson who gets the call here against a Pirate defense that comes in very experienced. A lot of returning sophomores for this defense. Short throw again, going back to Coates, this one behind him, and it's quickly 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Watson not giving too much room there up top of your screen.
Well, to wit on the experience, Jalen Watson comes back to really anchor this secondary. And in our conversation with Coach Steve Mushagian, he talked about the secondary, really the strength of the defense. But they have returners at linebacker. In fact, it's 3 returning linebackers and some experience on the front line as well. So it should be a very seasoned Pirate defense. We'll see how they handle 3rd and 10. Patterson with time. Now the pocket's starting to collapse. He's on the run. Throws on the run, on the near side, sliding attempt, but out of bounds. The catch made, but not in bounds. Yasser Berry, the intended target, and it's a quick 3 and out. 3 misfires from Robbie Patterson, and the Pirates will get it, and we're just 23 seconds in.
Yeah, once again, Ventura goes one-on-one across the board, and no separation for the receivers, and they're going to force a quick 3 and out.
Jalen Watson back to return the kick. The kick will come from Harrison Avila. And he gets this one away. High kick. Watson signals for a fair catch and makes it, going to the ground at the 25-yard line. That is a 43-yard punt, no return, and we'll see the Pirate offense for the first time tonight. And we suspect it'll be Brock Doman, though you never want to assume in this situation, but an interesting situation for Steve Mushagian, not completely unheard of. But he's got 3 talented young quarterbacks here, and in our conversation with him, he said, well, basically we're just waiting for someone to separate, someone to take the job. So until that happens, presumably we'll continue to see Doman, and then Vanderjagt and Jaden Pinkston will also see time in all likelihood tonight. One area where they do have some experience is in the backfield with Thomas Duckett, who returns after a big season a year ago. And it is Duckett who will get the call, trying to shed tackles in the backfield, and he is ridden down by Zachary Brumbaugh after a gain of just a yard.
Yeah, Ventura's going to have to look to establish the run early, because all 3 of the quarterbacks who played for Ventura last week, I mean, none of them looked spectacular. Doman did the best, 80 yards, but he rushed for 71.
Yeah.
So,
well, it was a very un-Ventura-like type performance. 3 touchdowns on the board, but all of them on the ground. Quick throw. They'll screen it out to the 30 and about the 32-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and about 4.
A quick, simple pass.
Dustin Sanchez, the intended, or the receiver there.
Yeah, a quick, simple pass, though. Try to get your quarterback in rhythm. Now brings up a third and very manageable. Can either run or pass here.
A lot of options as they'll spread it out. Actually, they'll overload the near side. Again, Duckett in the backfield. Doman has the snap. They'll try Duckett on the sweep. Lowers the shoulder. He's got the first down and more. He's out to the 45. Continues to churn the legs out to the 48. A 15-yard run for Thomas Duckett, who averaged 5.6 yards a carry last year, 820 yards on the ground, and he'll anchor this running game once again. Well, that's a familiar sight for fans of Pirate football over the last few years. Not just simply running for good yardage, but you see the athleticism of the offensive line getting outside the tackles and creating some space for Duckett over near the far side. Duckett with the reception has another first down inside the 40 of Saddleback down to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, well, like you were saying, though, Ventura has an intimidating-looking offensive line, and they know how to move bodies and create holes. That's why Ventura's having success early.
Largely on the strength of Thomas Duckett, they've moved it to the Saddleback 38 where they'll have it 1st and 10. Of course, a pretty big turnover at receiver, losing Kendrick Mallory and Sam Flowers, the leading receivers last year, but they've reloaded. Quick pitch on the end around. Stevie Houston looking for a lane, and he's ridden out of bounds. Check that. That was Chris Brooks as they try the jet sweep and pick up maybe a couple to the 36.
Yeah, Brandon Jordan, that receiver, had 91 yards last game, and now he just came onto the field now. Look for them to target him early.
Yeah, Jordan, one of the returning receivers, along with Stevie Houston. 2nd and 8. Quarterback draw. Doman looking for a lane, and he's not going to find one. Gang tackled and ridden out of bounds. A gain of about a yard on the play. And we have a flag down on the field, our first flag, and it's going to be a holding call against Ventura.
Yeah, one of the things that hurt Ventura last week was they had almost 10 penalties or so for over 100 yards. So they got to clean that up.
The 10 yards will back them all the way back to the 46, and it'll set up 2nd down and 18. Well, fans of the NFL may remember the Fog Bowl at Soldier Field back going about 30 years ago now, but don't adjust your computer screen, but it's a little misty out there right now. Doman on the run, Melangi giving chase. And Doman just has to throw it away. Sefo Melangi had gotten into the backfield and blown that play up, and now it's 3rd and forever. 11:50 to go here in the first quarter. Well, how often do you see it, Coach? A penalty stalls the drive. They were moving, holding call, and all of a sudden now it's 3rd and 18.
Yeah, I expect for Ventura to go to something safe here. I don't think they're going to try to throw over the top into this defense. Either a draw, maybe a screen.
They'll stack receivers left and right. Doman has the snap, 3-man rush, good pocket. Doman still looking, now starting to collapse, and again he has to just throw this one away. Well, coverage incompletion there to be sure.
Yeah, plenty of time, just nowhere to go with the ball.
So the Pirate drive stalls at the Saddleback 46, and we'll see the punting unit for Ventura. Well, these two teams have a long pedigree of good offensive football, but they can play some defense too.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a poor offensive showing, but a good defensive showing.
Yeah, talking about two teams here that made the Final Four last year ultimately. Saddleback falling to Riverside, or Ventura falling to Riverside, and Saddleback falling to the eventual champion Fullerton College. So these teams, a long history of success. Fair catch made at the 11-yard line. And the Gauchos will take over. Poor field position, 11:37 to go here in the first as the teams stall out on their first drives. Patterson will again be at the controls. Jake Cuero is the starting running back for the Gauchos, who will spread it out with 4 wide receivers. 3 consecutive incompletions on their first drive. See how they elect to work here on drive number 2. And indeed, they'll try a handoff to Cuero, who picks his way forward for a couple out to the 15-yard line. Talked about the experience. Certainly the linebacking core for Ventura has to qualify Dondre Baker, Trenton Carlson, Bradley Taylor, all returning sophomores at the linebacker spot. Pirates come on the blitz, quick slant, and it's incomplete. Good protection, but an overthrow from Patterson going back to Barry.
Yeah, Ventura is being very aggressive on defense early. It's worked to their benefit, but one slip up in coverage and it's a touchdown.
3rd down and 6 upcoming for the Gauchos. Patterson started out misfiring on his first 4 attempts. Jerome Johnson will check into the game in the backfield for the Gauchos. Offset eye. Patterson with the snap, play action. Rainbows the near side, back to Barry, leaping attempt, and he's got it. At the 47-yard line. Pickup of 32 on the play. Barry working against Chris Henry as you watch the replay, and looks like Barry got a little separation and then was able to go up and get that football.
Yeah, 5'10", he's not a big guy, but he went up for that one and took it away from the corner.
Meanwhile, they will tack on a penalty to the end of that play that will take it into Ventura territory all the way down to the 38-yard line. So all of a sudden, it's the Gauchos who are on the move. And I'm getting the call here from Art Gilbreth on camera. Art, it's a roughing the passer? Yeah. So a hit on Patterson will tack on 15. Again, the offset eye. Receivers left and right. They give it to Cuero. He's inside the 35, down to the 32. That's a gain of about 5. Call it 6. And a 2nd and 4 coming up. Gauchos want to work quickly. They're quickly back to the line. And here come the whistles.
A little too quick, maybe.
Well, it's early season still. But the Pirates will take it. False start. 2nd and 4 becomes 2nd and 9. Well, a penalty stalled the Pirates' first drive. Interesting, they backed this to the 37. Okay. So 2nd down and 9. I lost my bearings on distance there for a second, but I've got it back. Now the Gauchos will go to 4 wide receivers on 2nd and long. Cuero straight ahead, loses his helmet at the 30. But he picks up about 7 yards, and it will set up a 3rd down and 2.
They're going to go quick again here.
And that was Trenton Carlson dropping Cuero after a 7-yard gain. Johnson, little stutter step, got the 1st down inside the 25. 5-yard run on 3rd and 2. Gauchos with a fresh set of downs. 10:04 remaining here in the opening quarter. We're just getting started. It's Ventura College Pirate football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Busy night for SoCal College Sports. We're also at Antelope Valley College for the Santa Ana Antelope Valley game as well. Mike Cepeda on the call. Back to Johnson, and he is dropped in the backfield. Bradley Taylor, I believe, coming up from his linebacker spot, reading that play. A loss of 3 on the play.
Yeah, and Ventura's been aggressive all game, all drive. And now, as we get closer to the red zone, they're really going to be able to pin their ears back and send pressure up the middle and focus on those one-on-one matchups outside. 2nd down
and 13. Patterson with 3 wide receivers to his left. Now they send a man in motion. And some movement on the far side. Now the whistles come in. Yeah, it looked like Derrico started to fall forward. And initially there were no whistles, but now they come in.
Yeah, no reason to false start as a wide receiver. You shouldn't be even listening to the snap count. You should be watching the ball. And of course, if the ball doesn't move, you don't move.
He's going to have a hard time explaining that one in the film session, I think.
Very hard time.
2nd down and 18. Again, 3 wide receivers to the top of your screen for the Gauchos. Patterson setting up the screen. Johnson's got it. He's at the 30, looking for a lane. He's at the 25. And he is hit and stopped. Manages to fall forward to about the 23. So that gets most of the penalty, if not all of the penalty back. A pickup of about 10 yards brings up a big 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, the defensive line didn't do a great job of reading that screen, but the secondary rallied down and cut that to a minimal gain.
Patterson ready. Blitz again from the Pirates. Patterson off the back foot, has a man wide open. Touchdown, Gauchos. Barry with the touchdown reception from 23 yards out.
Yeah, and that's completely blamed on miscommunication there.
Take a look at the replay.
Yeah, when we get up, both defensive backs fly to the wide receiver.
Okay, well, we'll be able to look at the whole play here.
Here we go.
So,
yeah, miscommunication. They switch, and Barry's open to the post.
yeah, that's a great call. You see both defensive backs going to the outside. And the Gauchos go 89 yards. And they get into the end zone and draw first blood here. 8:14 to go in the first quarter. Freem will try the extra point. Placement down. Kick is up. And it's good. Patterson finds Barry for the first Gaucho touchdown of the season, and it gives them a 7-0 lead. Here in the first, you're watching Ventura College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Pirates set to get it back, trailing 7-0. After the Patterson to Barry touchdown pass for Saddleback. And it's Freem who has it teed up. And the approach. End over end kick. Taken at the 2. Out to the 15. And brought down short of the 20. About a 15-yard return. Thomas Duckett on the return, and you watch the replay here, and pretty good kick coverage. Not a lot that Duckett's going to find here.
No, anytime you can keep them inside the 20, it's a great kickoff. But we're going to have to do it again.
So flags on the field, and we will re-kick. Offsides is the call. Well, it's got to be a good feeling on that Gaucho sideline, not just a touchdown, but after the 6 points last week and really getting nothing going offensively to go down the field. And you can't help but notice once again that a penalty played a big part. They get the big play on 3rd down and tack on 15 yards, and all of a sudden you're on the move. And sometimes for an offense, maybe just a little something like that can get you untracked.
Yeah, you need those spark plays to ignite your offense, get you downfield, and penalties always help. Free yards. We got the fog rolling in.
Yeah, working through a fog here. So I didn't really notice. I think it's just fog and not a big cannon at the game, because sometimes that's where you get fog on a football field too.
Pirate cannon.
Yeah, that's if you get a big enough cannon out there. So they'll kick this one off from the 30. So the Pirates, this could potentially be a big penalty. You think about the initial kickoff return was to the 17.
Yeah.
Let's see where they end up here. This one angled on the near side and out of bounds. So the Pirates are going to pick up more than just a few yards.
Yeah, that's a big change in field position there.
We talked about little things. Let's see how the Pirates handled their second possession. They did move it, getting it into Gaucho territory before the drive stalled.
We're going to have to kick again.
Now, what's the call here? Can't they take it at the 40?
They could, but, I mean, Saddleback's now sent their kick team down running 50 yards twice. So, I mean, they're going to be tired. So I like this call by Ventura.
And, of course, longtime followers of Pirate football will know that they often excel in the return game, both in punts and kicks, in years past. So no shortage of athletes and speed on the outside. So Steve Mushagian here perhaps thinking long ball here possibly as well, in addition to the fatigue factor.
Yeah, I mean, a great return here. That basically nullifies the momentum Saddleback had.
So the Gauchos getting a workout. They will re-tee from the 30. Here's the approach and the kick away. High kick. Taken at the 22. Alston looking for a lane, but he is hit and dropped at the 26-yard line. So a short kick, not much of a return. And the Pirates trying to play the percentages maybe a little bit there, but it doesn't pay off for them that time. They lose a little bit of yardage. They'll start at the 26.
Yeah, great kick coverage again by Saddleback. That's impressive. Would have been 3 times in a row.
So 8:02 remaining. And the Pirates will huddle up on the far side. And they'll come out trailing this one midway through the first. Trying to get a number if that's Doman or Vanderjack for you at the quarterback position. Not easy to see through the dense fog here in Ventura.
Looks like Doman.
Doman had a pretty good first possession, a couple of first downs. Whistles before the snap. So the Pirates will back themselves up 5 yards here. Well, this fog gets any more dense around, I'm going to go to the radio call.
Yeah.
Taking a look at the picture here. At what point? 3 wide receivers bunched to the far side. Doman on 1st and 15. Play action, quick throw, completion to Jordan back near the original line of scrimmage. So a 2nd and 10 coming up. Williams on the stop for the Gauchos. Hayden Neese cuts it back, picks up a couple before he is stood up and driven back. So Neese, who will share time with Duckett. Now a late flag comes in. Let's see what the call's going to be. Chase Bradley among the first to get there for the Gauchos. So a personal foul call against Saddleback.
So yeah, Ventura had a 15-yard penalty on the last drive. Now Saddleback returns the favor. Let's see if Ventura can
see if that ignites something for the Pirates. In any event, it gives them a fresh set of downs at their own 43-yard line. Doman, play action, straight drop, has time, guns it over the middle, but nobody home. He overthrew Jordan.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was going for Jordan there or his tight end.
Yeah, Kuntz also running what looked like a skinny post there, and that it could have been the intended target as well.
Yeah, but he wasn't looking for the ball at all, though.
Yeah, the Kuntz, a transfer. Bounce back, and a guy that they're very excited about. A lot of talent at the tight end position. Jared Thompson returns after 9 catches last year as well, so that's a deep position. Neese cut down in the backfield. Zachary Brumbaugh, Gage Roberson, leading tacklers last week for Saddleback from their linebacker position.
It's actually Gil Scott Jackson.
Oh, Gil Scott Jackson in the game. And Jackson was a big contributor last year. Didn't see any action, at least on the box score, last week. So Jackson back in the fold. So a 3rd down and 11 coming up there after he loses a couple. Again, good pocket for Doman, but again, the pass a little too strong, looking for Jordan over the middle.
Yeah, I think Jordan could have brought that in. A tough pass, but would have been a nice play for his highlight reel.
Yeah, he was in a crowd of white jerseys there and unable to come up with the football in traffic. And again, the Pirates stall out after a first down or two, and they'll have to punt it away. 6:30 to go here in the first. Reeves back deep for Saddleback. Ian Hensey on to punt. Low snap, but Hensey's got it. Just gets that one away. Short kick. Fair catch signaled for and made at the 29. They'll spot it at the 30. So that's a kick of just 28 yards. No return. And the Gauchos now with a chance to extend on a 7-point lead.
Yeah, not a bad starting point for Saddleback here, especially coming off a touchdown drive. I mean, if their offense is still in rhythm.
Yeah, Patterson returns, and he's got to be brimming with confidence after he beat the blitz for a touchdown pass on the last possession. Another blitz coming. Patterson going to tuck it and look to run, but he actually loses a yard. So the Pirates will pick up the sack.
Yeah, he felt the pressure coming. He had a little more time had he stayed composed in the pocket, but he tries to scramble and nowhere to go.
So the loss of a yard brings up 2nd down and 11. Cuero in the backfield with Patterson, receivers left and right. Now they'll empty the backfield. They screen it out to Cuero at the 25. Tries to slip a tackle at the 30, but he is brought down. Lambert on the stop. That's a terrific open field tackle by Trey Lambert.
Yeah, great tackle here. But with as aggressive as Ventura's playing on defense, look for Saddleback to come back with this, go with a stop and go on the outsides, fake the bubble, and it hit a wide open receiver down.
You know, I'm thinking about the catch that was made earlier against Henry, and that looked like a play where Henry had gotten some separation on perhaps a double move. And the Pirates certainly, as you're talking about, very aggressive defensively, so we'll see how the Gauchos adjust. A 3rd and 10 coming up. Cuero was able to get a yard on the play. They keep it on the ground with Cuero. Stiff arms a man, but he's brought down at the 35. That's well shy of the first down. The gain of 6 brings up 4th down and 4. Here comes the punting unit for Saddleback. So that's Harrison Avila. Again, Watson back at the 26-yard line. As you get a look at the replay there. Pirates killing that Saddleback drive. Low line drive kick. Watson lets this one bounce. It'll take a Saddleback bounce and head out of bounds inside the 30 of Ventura. 4:27 to go here in the first quarter. We'll step aside very quickly. Rejoin you on Ventura College Football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Pirates back to work from their own 31-yard line. Again, I'm a little too optimistic on punts. And it is Vanderjagt in the game. The give to Duckett over his right guard, and he got back to the line. And that's about it.
Yeah, neither team is finding much space on the ground. And Ventura's going to have to start throwing the ball if they want to have success.
Is that Jay Vanderjagt?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so Jay Vanderjagt at the helm, 2nd down and 10. Designed roll to the right, throws on the run, and the pass is dropped. Duckett, the intended receiver. And very quickly a 3rd and long coming up for the Pirates. Well, the Pirates typically very, very good on 3rd down year after year, but a lot of that Ryan, predicated on doing well running the football and having manageable 3rd downs. And this is a 3rd and long. It's going to be a tall order for any offense.
Yeah, they were 36% on 3rd down last week, but 3rd and 10, that's a tall order.
Snap to Vanderjagt, has time, guns it over the middle, catch is made, first down, Jordan with the reception, out to the 46-yard line, 15 yards on 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that's the guy you want to go to on 3rd and long. Most trusted receiver. And we got another flag roughing the passer.
A late hit on Vanderjagt. And let's see if we have this on the replay here as Emery brings it up, and see if we can keep our eyes on Vanderjagt here. And
not much, but enough to draw the flag.
And I think as you watch that play, it's the step that he takes. I don't think the hit was much, but it was clearly more than a full step.
Yep.
And, I think the thought there is that you had enough time to lay off that hit. Vanderjagt airs it out on the far side. And that one batted up and incomplete.
Yeah, Vanderjagt could have checked down to the running back there, because they run a similar play to what Saddleback ran their last drive. All three defensive backs follow the receivers, and no one was underneath on the running back.
Yeah, Tyler Noble had very good coverage, and not much doing there. 2nd down and 10 upcoming. They'll bunch up the formation. Duckett sweeping to the near side. Brumbaugh brings him down after a gain of about 3. Well diagnosed. And Duckett's an interesting case last year. You look at the numbers, 3 100-yard games on the season, but they came all in the month of September. And I think in our conversations with Coach Steve Mushagian, keeping him healthy, always a primary concern. So they like to move him around a little bit, try and get him the football in space, use him as a receiver some as well. Because last year, all of those 100-yard games came early in the season, and then he kind of wore down. Quick throw on the near side. Alston slips a tackle. He's inside the 5. Not in. He'll be knocked out at about the 3-yard line. Alston nearly all the way to the house. As it is, it's a 32-yard pickup, and the Pirates are in business at the Saddleback 3. As we watch the replay, see if maybe we can back it up there.
Yeah, Alston didn't make much of a move, but it was enough to slip the tackle.
And just a broken tackle. And Alston all the way down to the 3. Corey Cincino couldn't wrap up Alston. And Alston inside the 5, and that's where the Pirates will go to work at the doorstep. Play action, quick throw, broken up. Williams gets a hand in. Another late flag. Is this another late hit potentially?
Yeah, that's what they're going to call.
Well, I suppose if you're the Gauchos, you're going to make it count if it only costs you 1.5 yards.
Yeah.
From the 3. And
as another shove, maybe a little more than last time.
Well, here's my question. We saw a late hit on the Saddleback quarterback. Is there sometimes a message that can take place between two teams similar to kind of hitting a batter in baseball where, hey, if you're going to rough up our guy a little bit, we're going to show you that we're not unwilling to go after your guy a little bit too?
Yeah, I mean, you got to set the tone.
Offset eye. The give to Duckett. He's in for the touchdown. Duckett has the Pirates back within 1, in from 2 yards out.
Yeah, the offensive line opens a huge hole here. Going through that A gap on the right side. Can't get any easier than that.
Give you a couple of looks, and Duckett, he had 8 rushing touchdowns last year, and I don't remember all of them, but I'll guarantee you there wasn't one that was that easy. Extra point from Continente as the Pirates will look to tie. Kick is up, puts it through. Brand new ball game, 2:22 left to go in the first. We're tied at 7 on SoCalCollegeSports.com. tied at 7 late in the first, as the Pirates, with a little help from a couple of Gaucho penalties and a big play, as Vanderjagt finds Alston down to the doorstep and Duckett finishes it off. Here's the approach. Low line drive. Cuero out to the 20. And hit and drop near the 25-yard line, and that's where Saddleback will go to work. Well, this becomes a very big game for Saddleback in this season. A very testing schedule early. The loss last week, and now they head here to Ventura. And this is a team that spends a lot of time in the playoff picture, year after year here in the SCFA. And an 0-2 start is not going to put them where they want to be.
No, it's an uphill battle if you go 0-2, almost impossible. So a win here would be monumental.
Johnson straight ahead for a pickup of about 3. Meanwhile, for the Pirates, yes, they got the win last week, but the game, of course, so very important to them as well. The Northern Division in the National Conference has become so tough over the last couple of years. And the Pirates certainly every win, and a face mask call coming here from all directions as Patterson is brought down by the face mask, and they will quickly converge on him and make sure that he's okay.
Yeah.
Watch
180
here.
with the helmet. You may not see a worse face mask call than that.
Yeah, and this is we don't have the discretionary face mask call here. They're all 15 yards, but if ever there was a 15-yarder.
Yeah, that was brutal.
So they will mark that off. It'll take it up to the 46-yard line of Saddleback. And Patterson, how about the toughness? He's still in there. He's ready to go. And the Gauchos quickly to the line. Now they'll take a little time. Play clock at 12. They've got plenty of time. Pistol formation. Again to Johnson on the ground. Good push by the Gaucho front 5. And the ball into Ventura territory at the 48-yard line, a 6-yard run for Johnson. Well, that was one of the rare times I think that we saw either offensive line really get a good push.
Yeah.
And create a little bit of running room. Johnson was 4 or 5 yards downfield before he saw a black jersey. Again, the Gauchos quickly to the line, but then slow it down. Play action to Johnson, and the pass overthrown, and a late flag comes in, and there was some contact. And this one looks like it's probably going to work against Ventura.
Yeah, I'm sure Ventura is going to have a little bit of an argument against that. Not a ton of contact, but definitely enough to draw the flag.
Yeah, Henry with the coverage on Ryder Lynch, and again, we get a couple of looks at this one. And it's just one-on-one coverage, and maybe with that right arm there, but it's so hard to tell.
Yeah, we got a tough
far
angle
away.
here.
Maybe a little bit of a sell job from Lynch as well there, I think.
Definitely.
Well, hey, if it works. 1st and 10 from the Ventura 33. Lynch in motion. Patterson dumps it out in the flat, and it's incomplete. Johnson just dropped it. Cross Tate was zeroing in.
Yeah, Saddleback putting players in motion, running rub routes, doing anything they can to try to get separation against this man coverage.
Jordan Bua checking in the game for Saddleback. 2nd and 10 coming up. And here come whistles before the snap, and what's the call? Pirates going to take a timeout. That is their first charge timeout. 45 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Tied at 7 on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Second down and 10 from the Ventura 33-yard line. Johnson back at tailback, and he gets the call here on the right side, inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line. 6-yard run for Jerome Johnson.
Good use of misdirection there to open up a hole for Johnson.
Now, 3rd down and 4 coming up. Pirates need to stop right here. Matthew Freem, the kicker for Saddleback, connected on both field goal attempts last week. This would be a 43-yarder. The Gauchos don't pick up another yard. Here's the 3rd and 4 play. Blitz coming, pass incomplete. Looking for Harden. But the Pirates able to apply pressure. And a 4th down and 3 and a decision for Matt McElroy. 4 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Well, we had a little win pregame.
They're going to kick the field goal. Freem's long last week was 36 yards.
This will be from 43. There's Freem, the freshman from Lake Forest, will attempt this kick from the right hash.
Lefty kicker, so that'll make his job a little easier.
Whistles come in before the kick. Saddleback going to take a timeout. See something they didn't like there? I wonder, with 3 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, they elect to take the timeout before the kick.
Maybe he wants to think something over. Let's see, the offense is coming back out onto the field.
Well, it's an interesting moment. What might have occurred to Matt McElroy between the time that he sent the kicker out there to attempt the kick and that few seconds maybe before the snap that he decides, you know, I think I'm going to go in a different direction here, but we'll see what the call ultimately is for the Gauchos.
Yeah, maybe he thought the kick was a little long for Freem.
Once he eyeballed it. And here comes Patterson and the Gaucho offense. And they will line up to go for it on 4th and 3. Lynch in motion. Snap to Patterson. Blitz coming. He has time. The pass incomplete. Looking for Cooper. Jeremy Cooper, the intended target. And the pass incomplete, and the Pirates turn away the Gauchos. And they will take over at their own 26 when we return for the second quarter. You're watching Ventura College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Second quarter, the Pirates set to take over. Jeff Stoynoff, Ryan Wilmore here with you from Ventura College, joined by Emery Johnson. You'll recognize his voice, the voice of the Moore Park Raiders for the last couple of years. And Emery, happy to have you on the broadcast. Meanwhile, a big collision. Williams hits Thompson, but it's Thompson that is able to churn forward for about 3 more yards out to the 41-yard line, a 15-yard gain, and we'll get the replay ready. Let's back this one up here a little bit, and Thompson, a big body, and he's got a head of steam. And I'll tell you, it might just be me, a guy at 5'5", but I'm impressed with Tony Williams there. He stepped up there, and he lowered the shoulder. He's not going to win that battle with Jared Thompson, but ultimately he got him to the ground. Handoff straight ahead. Good yardage for the Pirates on first down. A gain of about 5.
You're watching the front 5 of Ventura College do a great job of establishing that run game. That's what you were talking about early on, Ryan. And they have definitely done it here to start off the second quarter. Those first 2 runs, definitely a good indication of what the coaching staff is trying to set up and possibly get some throwing plays later on in this drive.
Hayden Neese on the carry. They'll give him 6 yards and a 2nd and 4 coming up. Receivers left and right for the Pirates. Quick throw from Vanderjack. Catch is made. This is Dominic Benson spinning his way forward near the first down marker, and I believe he got it. It's going to come down to the spot, but it looks like he got it by about a yard.
Hey, good job by Ventura getting the ball out to their athletes. And he one-on-one with the corner. He had to make a move. He did. Got the first down.
See an injured player down by roughly the 37-yard line.
Zachary Brumbaugh, who's been very active for the Gauchos here in the early going.
That last drive by Ventura, working vertically down the field. Now they're working more horizontally. You see those last 3 plays basically trying to find space on the outside because the Gauchos have really had to respect the thrown ball by Ventura. At least in the last drive they did. A couple very long pickups, including the one down the near sideline that was almost nearly a touchdown, then was capped off by the run straight up the middle.
Well, no matter what the defense, this is the kind of offense for the Ventura College Pirates that if they get rolling downhill, they can put some numbers up on you. Game of momentum, and certainly the Gauchos with the task now of trying to stall that momentum that's starting to swing toward the Pirates. Vanderjack with all kinds of time completes it inside the 40, down to the 35-yard line, another first down. Back to Jordan.
And Ventura's doing a good job at hitting these underneath routes, but at the snap, everyone on Saddleback is within 10 yards. So eventually they're going to have to open up and throw something down the field to loosen up this defense.
Again, they'll stack the receivers left and right. 1st and 10. Neese with good running room. He's into the secondary down to the 25-yard line. That is good enough for another first down or very close. Let's see. Yes, they're going to move the chains. 10-yard run. Now Gil Scott Jackson will check back into the game for the Pirates. We're early in the second. 12:40 and counting remaining in the second quarter, tied at 7.
That front 5 for Ventura definitely seeing the matchups that they like. The offensive coordination has done a good job of making sure that their best offensive linemen are taking the battles that they can win.
They keep it on the ground with Jackson over his right guard. Flags coming in on the play.
Looks like it may have been another face mask.
Gain of a couple.
Yeah, so this is going to set Ventura up in a great spot.
So the personal foul, a face mask. And this mark off half the distance. Sorry about that, Emery, and take it down to the 13-yard line.
No problem. This is exactly what we're accustomed to watching Ventura football. Able to move very quickly down the field and very few snaps is what I would consider it. That's how they've always attacked Moore Park in the last couple of years, and they're doing a very good job of it right now.
Fresh set of downs at the 13. Jackson straight up the middle. Got a couple.
And you're going to notice that the Gauchos defense is going to start stacking that box a lot more, noticing that they're having a little bit of a deficiency, whether it's in size or strength, whatever it may be. They're noticing that the deficiency has to be fixed somehow. And that run cut very short, only a gain of 2.
Yeah, they'll even call it 1. Football resting at the Saddleback 11-yard line. 2nd down and 9. Vanderjack looking left, has Jackson in the flat. Jackson at the 5, reaches for the pylon. And it's a touchdown. So Jackson just gets in on the far side.
And that was a great job by Vanderjack. He saw the blitz coming, and he knew that that's the hole in the defense. He fires the ball quick and lets his athlete take over.
Yeah, how about Jackson winning the race to the pylon there? I didn't think he had much chance at the start of that play, but the speed.
No, he turned it on.
And there you go. That's what happens when you have to force too many people into that interior right there, is all of a sudden that little quick short play against the blitz. And we have zero visibility out there.
Yeah, we're just trying to pick up the referee on the extra point from Continente.
No good.
And it's no good. Well, we'll see if that comes back to haunt Ventura College. It's 13-7. 11:31 remaining in the first half. The Pirates have the lead. You're watching Ventura College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Back to Ventura College, and Ventura with the 13-7 lead. 13 unanswered.
This fog's starting to roll, and we might have to switch over to that radio call, Jeff.
And one of us is going to have to head down closer to the field so we can see it. Relay the call up here. And a chain going here. They fake the pitch at the 10. And now it's Cuero looking for a little room, and he sheds tacklers all the way out to the 32. Well, I guess you can't be too surprised. He is a running back, but he's able to peel off a couple of tacklers there, and a return that looked destined for about the 20-yard line ends up at the 32. So the Gauchos will get solid starting field position. And for the first time tonight, they're looking up at the scoreboard, trailing Ventura. Patterson continues. At the quarterback position, Johnson in the pistol behind him. Patterson fakes, fires, completes. Lynch juggles but ultimately makes the catch, but picks up just a couple.
It's my favorite formation for an offense right there is the pistol formation. Gives you a lot of options, especially with that. One, you can have a read option out of it very easily, and it does give the running back a chance to get that momentum going forward.
Well, as a guy that has to call the plays sometimes from the announcer's booth, I'm not a big fan of the read option, I'll tell you that right now. Not the announcer's best friend as a play. Johnson over his right guard, tries to fall forward and does for a gain of about 2, and a 3rd and 6 coming up for Saddleback. And guys, this is a big play for the Gauchos here. They squarely are looking uphill in terms of momentum, and they need a first down or two here.
Here's another situation where you start to question, should you have gone for it on 4th down for the Gauchos there? You know, a 3-point game sounds a lot better than a 6-point game. You're trailing by essentially two field goals and or a touchdown without the extra point, so
straight drop for Patterson, has time, finds Lynch for the first down out to the 48. A 12-yard gain on 3rd and 6 and a big first down for Saddleback.
Yeah, Dean Lick there found the soft spot in the zone. He sat down and gave his quarterback plenty of room to throw, pick up the first down.
It's a classic just button hook, turn around, right out of the slot.
They fake it to Johnson. Now Patterson just running for his life, and he is brought down right about the line of scrimmage.
I can guarantee that's not the way you drop the RPO on the
Dondre Baker closing fast on Patterson. Nowhere to go. 2nd and 10 coming up. They'll move the 3 wide receivers to the right for Patterson on 2nd and 10. Again, they set up the screen to Johnson. Johnson trying to slip out of a tackle, but he's brought down by Watson, a gain of about 4.
Johnson, he tries to get to the sideline there. All his blockers were in towards the hash. If he follows that pocket, he's got a big gain.
He's about 5 yards there, but it's Watson that really wins the battle with the open field tackle, I should say. Limits him to 5 yards and a 3rd and 5 coming up. Again, back to the pistol. Under 9 minutes to go here in the first half. The Pirates crowd the line. Down to 7 on the play clock. Now they got to hurry down to 3. And a timeout taken. Gauchos take their second charged timeout here in the first half. 8:35 to go in the second quarter. 13-7 Ventura on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Third and 5 coming up from the Ventura 47-yard line. Patterson looking over the Pirate defense, has the snap, short drop, throws, leaping attempt. Did he make the catch?
He came
did.
down with it.
Barry with a sensational grab.
Somehow. Incredible grab.
Let's take a look at the replay here.
First time Ventura goes too high all game, and that second safety comes in and makes a huge hit.
Yeah, that's Cale Jackson lowering the boom on Barry, who holds on to that football. Another big third down pickup for Saddleback. Now they're on the move. Patterson looking right, nowhere to go. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Slides forward just inside the 30. It's a gain of 6. And a 2nd and 4 coming up. And you can almost feel up here the gain in confidence for that Gaucho offense with those third down pickups. Working quickly now. Another big hit. Looking for Coates, and it was Watson who delivers a big hit on Coates on a ball that was overthrown ultimately. So a 3rd and 4 coming up. So you see the replay there. Well, the Gauchos might be gaining in confidence, but the Pirates are picking up the physicality out here as well. Another big third down, 3rd and 4 from the Pirate 30. Harden in motion. Setting up the pitch. Johnson trying to get the edge. Lowers the shoulder. He's ridden out of bounds by Lambert. It's going to be close. Lambert and Johnson still jawing as they head back. And this is going to come down to the spot, but guys, I think he's about a yard shy.
Yeah, he looked like he went out about, from my perspective, and I think I'm on the nearer side. The referee was standing on that 27-yard line, not on the 26, and another conversation that the coach is going to have with his offensive coordinator to see what they're thinking about doing here.
Well, it was from about this field position where the Gauchos went for it on 4th and 3 and came up empty. They're going to go for it here on 4th and 1. Quick handoff to Johnson. A little shift to the left. He's got the first down and more. Inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. A 13-yard burst on 4th and 1.
That is a great run play.
Yeah, no hesitation there going for it on 4th down, and they catch Ventura off guard a little.
Pirates shuffling new defenders in as the Gauchos try to work quickly. They have it in the red zone at the Pirate 14-yard line. Offset I formation. Big hit after a gain of about a yard. Well, welcome to the game, Jonathan Jefferson on his first carry. And
right into that big defensive front of Ventura.
Yeah, that's who they were running on last play.
Adding a measure of insult to the injury there. No gain on the play for Jefferson, who absorbs a big hit. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Cuero in the game for the Gauchos in the backfield. Snap to Patterson. Patterson on the keeper, but he's wrapped up behind the line.
A little bit of QB contain right there from the defense. They had both the outside linebacker and the defensive end on the read, and
it was Brett Moyer who came up and wrapped up Patterson. A terrific read, a loss of 2, and a 3rd and 12 coming up.
Yeah, great pursuit, because even if with the pitch on that speed option, running backs, he's not getting any more yards than Patterson did.
And I don't know if you guys noticed at the top of your screen, the cornerback who was picking up the block over there had already thrown his block and was ready to take over, watching whether or not the pitch was going to go out.
Timeout taken, and it's the Gauchos who will take their 3rd and final timeout. 5:46 to go here in the first half. 13-7, Ventura with the lead, but the Gauchos are driving. More ways than ever to follow us on social media. Tweet at us at SoCal College SPO. Join our Facebook page. Of course, you can follow all the games on our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. Really appreciate hearing from everybody. Patterson with a straight drop, has time, pop flies into the end zone. Touchdown, Gauchos. He went back to Yasir Berry, who's burned the Pirates now for 2 first-half touchdown receptions. Looks like he's working against Cale Jackson one-on-one. Well, back and forth we go. And it's the Gauchos with a terrific response. Patterson finds what appears to be his new favorite target, Yasir Berry.
We got a block kick.
And a blocked extra point. We will remain tied at 13 with 5:41 to go in the first half.
Plenty of excitement early in this one.
Well, I alluded to it before. Oh, it looked like we almost had the fog machine over there on the camera. Finally saw where all the fog is coming from. But the Pirates very opportunistic on special teams, always have been, and they miss an opportunity on theirs, but they pick the point back up there with the blocked extra point there, so we're tied at 13. Well, that's about the first thing that's gone wrong for either kicker as well. We talked about Freem with a couple of field goals last week. That's really the lone bright spots for the Gauchos, particularly offensively in their 19-6 loss, but also Continente was very good last week, making all 3 of his extra points and also connecting on a field goal in the victory over Orange Coast College. So both teams doing well in the kicking game until about 10 minutes ago. So they'll tee it up. Duckett and Watson waiting back deep for the Pirates. We're tied again at 13. Here's the approach from Freem. High kick taken at the 8. Brooks on the return. Out past the 20, brought down at about the 21. And that's where Ventura back to work. We've seen Brock Doman. We've seen Vanderjagt as well. And both, I think it's safe to say, Ryan, have had their moments and done a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously that's why there's still a quarterback battle going on, because these guys are so comparable, and we're just waiting for one to take control. And
yeah, Brock Vanderjagt and then I'm sorry, Brock Doman and then Jay Vanderjagt. I want to make sure I got that in there. And this looks like it's back to Doman, unless I'm wrong. I'm going to ask you guys.
No, this is Vanderjagt.
Is it still Vanderjagt?
Yes.
Okay. Got to rely on the better eyes. Receivers left and right as the Pirates go to work. Quick throw from Vanderjagt, but it's going nowhere. This play going to be blown up. It's going to be a loss on the play.
Yeah, missed block out there, and there's nowhere to go.
Benson on the reception. That's his second catch tonight, but that was a loss of a couple back on the play. And Benson, take a look at the stats from last year. And Benson, 9 catches for 70 yards as a freshman receiver for this team, but 4 of them went for touchdowns. Flags on the play. Vanderjagt throws on the run and completes it. Out past the 25, finds Jared Thompson. But let's see what the flags are. Exactly 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Appears to be too many men in the backfield. A little bit of a miscue here on offense for the Ventura offensive front.
And now it's 2nd and 17 for Ventura at the 14-yard line. You get the sense of that late in the first half, such a critical time, clock management. The Pirates, kind of time you have the sense where you can lose a little focus and maybe give a team a score late in that first half that can make such a big difference ultimately.
Yeah, the last 5 minutes of the first half are huge for momentum going into the second half, because Ventura can have a long, drawn-out drive here, go up 7 points.
Vanderjagt on a designed roll. Pressure coming, steps up, guns and completes out past the 25. Back to Thompson. The 14-yard completion takes it to the 28 and sets up 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, good job by Thompson to work from the back side of the field, get across to find the rolling quarterback, and hang onto the ball through contact.
Massive 3rd down for the Pirates. Vanderjagt with the snap. Good protection. Throws over the middle and completes to the 35-yard line. A terrific leaping catch.
A lot of whistles.
Trying to finally bring that play to a close. And it was Jordan again working over the middle.
And Jordan ends up losing his helmet in the process.
Jordan, another one of those guys, part wide receiver, part tight end. He's just massive.
Yeah, he's a big
for
guy.
a wide receiver and uses the big body well.
Yeah,
6 catches last week and has been a good target so far here tonight for the Pirates.
Yeah, Vanderjagt was able to use his big frame to put that ball up high over the defender, pick up the first down, and
a
more
personal
with the penalty.
foul. So the Pirates pick up an important 3rd down conversion, and now they're on the move in Saddleback territory. Vanderjagt stepping up in the pocket, going to tuck it and run, just has to slide down and preserve himself. Jaden Price coming in very quickly. I'll correct that very quickly. That was Manny Pelzer closing in, and Vanderjagt just slides down. No gain on the play, and a 2nd down and 10 coming up. Neese in the backfield with Vanderjagt. Receivers stacked left and right. Neese on the carry, a little hesitation, now finds a lane. He's still on his feet inside the 40. He's got the first down to the 37-yard line of Saddleback.
But this one's going to come back, holding call.
Yeah, that was a pretty quick call from the head referee out there. You do see number 77. He was on the very first holding penalty called too. He kind of wrapped up his defensive lineman and did not allow him to move. Pretty easy call, especially from his perspective.
Well, the Pirates were able to overcome a penalty on the first series, and they'll have to do it again on this drive, facing a 2nd and 20 from their own 41. Gauchos showing blitz. Plenty of time on the play clock. Jay Vanderjack, who came on in the first quarter and has stayed the rest of the way. Has time, going deep, looking for Jordan. He had his hands on it, but he can't come up with it.
Oh, that's a tough break.
Pelzer had the coverage, but Jordan very close to bringing that down for what would have been a huge gain.
Yeah, perfect throw by Vanderjack. And, oh.
One more look at this one.
Yeah, Jordan's going to want that one back.
Now it's 3rd and 20. Down to 2:46 to go in the first half. We'll see how the Pirates elect to play it here. Long shot to pick up this 3rd down. They need to get the Saddleback 49-yard line. Excuse me, Saddleback 39. Trying to set up the screen. Dangerous pass. Neese makes the catch. Ultimately lost a yard on the play, but if you're the Pirates, it could have been a whole lot worse than that. So take a look at the replay here very quickly. And we said that Jordan might like to have that ball back, even though this one worked out the way it did. I think that's a ball that Jay Vanderjack would like to have back.
Well, yeah, I mean, they run the screen, but Alubi knew exactly what was coming, and he makes a big hit.
4th down. Here comes Hensey and the Pirate punting unit. Hensey gets this one away. High kick. This one will bounce at the Pirate 32 and come to rest at the Saddleback 30, I should say. 1:52 to go in the first half. The Gauchos looking for the lead. We're tied at 13. You're watching Ventura College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Gauchos with no timeouts remaining, but they go to work with 1:52 remaining in the first half. Patterson on the keeper. No gain on the play.
We'll get a very good idea of whether or not they're trying to hurry up and cash in, whether or not they're just content on getting the time all the way down to as low as possible.
Well, I'm going unofficially here, but my memory, we don't have a turnover in the first half, I believe, on either team.
No.
If my memory is right, I think we're no turnovers.
I'm sure Ventura would like to change that right
Yeah.
now.
They will keep it on the ground. Modest gain.
And Ventura's going to take a timeout.
Well, that's not a huge surprise. Steve Mushagian very confident in his offense. Algene Fisher got the carry and picked up a couple of yards.
You can only assume that the offensive coordination over on the Ventura side of the field has a very good feeling about possibly having another possession here, mainly because of, you know, the couple miscues, but understandably they did have a couple very good plays going down the middle of the field with the long ball, and hopefully they want another shot at possibly cashing in right before the half when the Gauchos defense might be a little bit sleepy or, you know, not really expecting what to see.
And I don't know that there's this much psychology in it, but a little bit of a nod to your young quarterbacks as well, that you've got the confidence, that you want to give them another opportunity to make some plays and put some points on the board.
Yeah, the vote of confidence always helps, but coming out and throwing a pick, going into the locker room, I mean, it's not as bad as throwing one in the middle of a quarter, but it's still it hurts a little bit.
We talked about the import in terms of momentum of this part of the game. And now it's the Gauchos facing a 3rd and 9. On the ground again, out to the 35, call it the 36. That's short of the first down. The Pirates will take their final charge timeout in the first half. With 1:06 to go here in the second quarter, the Pirates will get it back.
Pending the punt here, they could be in very good position. And always, as you alluded to earlier, Jeff, and I'm sure Ryan has a lot of experience in this field. You did play on special teams during your time at Moore Park. That Ventura would like to at least have a chance to play the ball on the punt here, possibly get a special teams play that goes down the field a couple yards.
Yeah, I mean, their offense has been solid, but they haven't been able to pick up chunk yards. So I think if I'm Ventura here, I send pressure on this, try to get a punt block, because with 1:06 and 1 timeout, I don't think Ventura is going to be able to pick up 60, 70 yards.
Well, no timeouts left at all, actually. That was their last one. So you're right. I'm completely in agreement with you on that.
Avila in punt formation. Gets this one away. Watson from the 29. He's at the 35. Tries to slip a tackle there. He's still on his feet, trying to bounce it outside.
Great block.
Watson's got room. He's out to midfield and finally run out of bounds in Saddleback territory.
So they don't bring pressure. They set up the return, and it pays off there.
23 yards on the return, and the Pirates are in business at the Saddleback 48. They still have 52 seconds remaining. So you can take a look at the replay here, and Watson appeared to be pretty well wrapped up at the 35, but he sheds a tackle, finds a little daylight. They'll spot it at the 47 of Saddleback.
It was a great hit. I don't know who it was who was running down the field, but he noticed that there was one man in pursuit of the runner, and he laid down the block almost at the last second.
Straight drop for Vanderjack, rolling to his left. Throws, and it's incomplete.
Stops the clock for a second here.
Second down and 10, 45 seconds remaining in the first half. Both teams out of timeouts. Receivers left and right for Vanderjack. 3-man rush, now a delayed blitz coming. Vanderjack looking to set up the screen. Duckett trying to make the one-handed grab, but it's incomplete.
And it looks like we're going to get another holding call against Ventura. And that, hands to the face.
Well, the drive was stalling on its own, and now it's going to back up with the penalty.
That'll effectively end it.
41 seconds. And this gets a little bit, I think, to what you were talking about before, Ryan, where now you run the risk of a potentially big turnover at this point in the game in this part of the field. And maybe at this point the Pirates better off just to head to the locker room in a tie game if they can.
Yeah, no, expect a run here.
2nd and 25. Duckett in the backfield with Vanderjack. That's where a guy like Duckett is such a luxury, too. You could set up maybe a quick flare pass to a guy like Duckett. Pretty safe play, and he can make something happen. Meanwhile, this one going nowhere.
Yeah, they run the screen, but none of the receivers knew that. They
Houston may be the intended target, but nobody home. Miscommunication. Now 38 seconds remaining. 3rd and 25.
And that's a lot of football time, Jeff.
Well, certainly you don't want to bring the punting unit back on here.
Yeah, and that
give Saddleback an opportunity to maybe make a big play.
The incompletion stops the clock.
4 wide receivers. They will keep it on the ground with Duckett weaving his way forward. He's out to midfield. all the way back to the Saddleback 45-yard line before they finally bring him down. An 18-yard run for Duckett, 29 seconds remaining. They'll stop the clock to move, or I'm sorry, they should keep the clock running. I'm not sure why it stopped.
I think his helmet came off.
Yeah, if
but-
the helmet comes off, they have to give time for the player to run off of the field.
Well, either way now, if you're Ventura, you can run this down to almost no time left, throw up a Hail Mary.
Yeah, run the play clock down to about 1 second, and then that'll be the final play of the first half no matter what. See if that's what Coach Steve Mushagian is thinking on the Pirate sideline.
So a 10-second runoff with the helmet coming off. So it'll be 19 seconds, and the clock will run now.
It is 4th and 7.
My comment to the quarterback, run for your life.
So they'll send 3 wide receivers to the near side. Should be the final play of the first half. Vanderjack looking right and throws behind Jordan, the intended target. And that will do it for the first half. We head to the locker room, all tied at 13, Saddleback and Ventura. You're watching Ventura College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Getting ready for the start of the third quarter from Ventura College. Ventura College football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. The Pirates will have it first here in the second half. Game tied at 13. Jeff Stoynoff, Ryan Wilmore, Emery Johnson back with you here from Ventura. And Ryan, a pretty evenly matched first half, and I'm not just talking about the scoreboard, but really across the board here. Back and forth first half, and could hardly be more evenly matched.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreboard, the stats, and just the feel of the game. I mean, even momentum swings. No one's really been able to take control, but we're in for an exciting second half.
Yeah, absolutely, and you have to imagine that one of the key stats in the first half was the absence of a stat, and that's no turnovers in the first half. And how often do you see that in an evenly matched game where neither team can take control? Boy, a turnover can be so very key, and that'll be something, obviously, that we'll watch for in the second half. But so often, that's the kind of big play that can really allow a team to kind of assert themselves in a game.
Yeah, if you can win the turnover battle, time of possession, you set yourself up for a good chance to win.
Brock Doman started at the controls for Ventura, but it was really Jay Vanderjagt who played most of that first half. As we said, the Pirates will have it first here to start the third quarter. Interesting to see if Vanderjagt has really played his way into that separation that Coach Steve Mushagian was talking about, and will he be the guy the rest of the way? The approach from Freem, taken by Alston at the 10. Out to the 20, 25, 30. Running room down the near side. Out near midfield. Excellent field position for the Pirates to start the third quarter. I apologize. That was Brooks on the return. Make sure we get that right. Brooks takes it out to the 45, and the Pirates will start with very good field position. So we get a look at the replay of the 35-yard return by Brooks.
So Vanderjagt to stay at quarterback.
And Hayden Neese in the backfield. We wonder, Duckett has been battling some injuries, getting ready for the season. He wasn't cleared last week until just a couple of days before the game. And we haven't seen him too much here in the first half. He has played some snaps, but obviously you begin to wonder if Duckett's not yet fully available. But Hayden Neese in short duty has done a very good job to start the season, but the Pirates back themselves up immediately with a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 15 now from the 40. Neese, straight ahead, moves the pile for about 3 yards, and will bring up a 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, no hole there. Neese just had to power his way forward, use his legs to get whatever he could.
Jordan in the slot near the top of your screen, the leading receiver for Ventura in the first half, as they spread it out on 2nd and 12. Vanderjagt with a quick throw looking for Houston, and he drops it. So Houston can't find the handle, and the Pirates quickly dig a hole for themselves here in the first minute of the second half. They'll face a 3rd and 12. Snap to Vanderjagt. 4-man rush, has time, throws over the middle, and the pass incomplete. Jordan had it momentarily, but couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, good job by Jaden Price to break that one up. Jordan, man, another one he's going to want to have back.
Yeah, Price able to just get a hand in there and knock that one free. And boy, Brandon Jordan really works in traffic, doesn't he? They love to throw it to him over the middle, and that was another one, a sea of hands, and he can't quite come up with it. And the Pirates go meekly on their first possession, a quick 3 and out. And the Gauchos will get it back, still tied. Fair catch made at the 21-yard line. And with 14:08 to go in the third, the Gauchos have it. Well, I wouldn't say that the penalties derailed the Pirates on that first drive, but there was another penalty. Both teams now up to 9 penalties in the game.
Yeah, I mean, their drive was derailed by drops, but the penalty didn't help.
Patterson looking left, finds Coates, but Coates unable to pluck it off the turf, so the pass incomplete.
Yeah, both teams are having trouble completing these high percentage throws. I mean, under 5 yards, you got to come up with these.
Yeah, they're going to huddle up here. The indication preliminarily was that that pass was incomplete. But for now, they'll look it over. Yeah, both teams trying to run a conservative offense, but a little case of the drops on both sides. And
so they're going to give it to him.
okay, they're going to say that Coates made the catch. So that'll be a 4-yard gain, and it will set up 2nd down and 6. So good job by the officials. They're huddling up and making sure they have the call right. Ultimately, they decide that the catch was made. Play action. Patterson might be a broken play. Looking for Ryder, and the pass incomplete, thrown behind him. 3rd down and 6 coming up. Patterson in the first half, 9 of 17 for 112 yards and a couple of touchdowns. But remember, he was 0 for his first 4, so he really settled down nicely. Good protection here, guns it over the middle, and the pass incomplete. Cale Jackson had the coverage on Coates. Teams will trade 3 and outs here in the first minute of this 3rd quarter. So that'll bring on Harrison Avila. A little bit surprising to you that the two teams really, after settling down nicely in the first half, both came out. It was almost like early first quarter jitters here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing in a tie game, the start of the second half is like the start of the game, basically. And a lot of those jitters come back. It's, you don't want to do something that can lead to a costly mistake, so you come out conservative, and I think as we see the game progress, it'll loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, it was a very similar feel. The 32-yard punt from Avila will put the Pirates at their own 43-yard line to start this drive. Dual setbacks now for the Pirates as they go with 3 wide receivers. Neese on the carry, hit in the backfield, but manages to pick his way forward for a pickup of a couple of yards. Duckett has returned. So a 2nd down and 8. Travis Kuntz in the game at tight end, and Kuntz, another big athlete at that tight end position that they're very excited about. Hoping to use him in the passing game. 4-year bounce back. Vanderjack looking left, dumps it in the flat and completes it. Into Saddleback territory, very near the 1st down.
So they move Duckett out, stack him behind a receiver, and they're able to give him the ball in space, and he pushes forward and gets the 1st down.
Thought I recognized that acceleration over on the far side of the field. Duckett finds a little lane. Gil Scott Jackson has checked into the game, replacing Duckett. Well, replacing him in the backfield. Receivers left and right. 1st and 10 for the Pirates, who have it in Gaucho territory. Jackson angles left. He's inside the 45, down to the 43. A 4-yard run brings up 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, Ventura working on another methodical drive. Not looking for big plays, just taking 5 yards, whatever Saddleback's giving him.
Antonio Brown in the game, in the slot on the near side on 2nd and 6. Snap to Vanderjack. The give to Jackson, sweeping to the left, flags on the play. Jackson falls forward for a gain of a yard.
Yeah, looks like they're going to get Dane Nelson there for the hold.
Dane Nelson, a returning sophomore. I recognize the name. So Nelson with the penalty, and they'll mark that from the spot, take it back into Ventura territory at the 47-yard line. 2nd down and 16 coming up. Vanderjack looks over the Gaucho defense. Has the snap, looking left, throws left, catch is made. Back into Saddleback territory at the 45-yard line. Brown with the reception. So down to the 45, an 8-yard gain brings up 3rd down and 8. It was Levon Alston on the reception on that far side. So a 3rd down and 8. 3 wide receivers to the right for Vanderjack. 3-man rush. Vanderjack steps up, throws, far sideline, catch is made. 1st down yardage for Ventura.
Yeah, great footwork there by Alston to make sure he gets, well, he only needs one here, but he gets both feet in and picks up the 1st down.
Looked like he went back to Alston, working that far sideline. Back-to-back receptions, and the Ventura Pirates convert on a 2nd and 16. They have a fresh set of downs at the Saddleback 34. Vanderjack throws off the back foot, and that one sails incomplete. Looking for Jordan again, and Jordan a little slow getting up.
Yeah, it's awkward coming down on that.
So Jordan able to get himself to his feet, and he will walk off under his own power. So that a welcome sight for Pirate fans watching this one. And 2nd down and 10 coming up after the incompletion. But the Pirates will have to go to work without their leading receiver. Stack formation. Quick screen to Brown. Brown looking for a lane, and he's knocked out after a gain of a couple. 3rd down and 8. Upcoming. Right now, it would be a field goal attempt of about 49 yards. A little bit of movement. Might be a free play for Vanderjack. Pop flies the near side looking for Houston, and it's incomplete. Price with very good coverage, but let's see if there's a flag on the play.
And no flag. Vanderjack threw that like he thought he had a free play. And Ventura almost came down with it.
Yeah, he zeroed in on Houston immediately. So 4th down and 8 from the 32, and the Pirates are going to go for it, eschewing the field goal attempt of nearly 50 yards. Vanderjack with a straight drop, good protection, looking left, throws down the far side, incomplete. Leaping attempt.
Yeah, Alston can't quite out-physical the corner and make it back to that ball. But good coverage once again by Saddleback.
Yeah, Alston had been the star of that drive with a couple of catches, but unable to continue it, and the Pirates will turn it over on downs. 10:48 to go in the 3rd.
So the stalemate continues.
Ryan, as a wide receiver, what was your best move, do you think, that you were able to make on cornerbacks, especially when they're playing that kind of tight press one-on-one coverage over the top of you?
I mean, there's all kinds of footwork that you need to get off the line. But
That one off the hands of Derrico, incomplete.
I mean, even more important than the footwork maybe is the use of your hands, because you just got to make sure you can get to a free release and get upfield and make a play coming back to the ball.
His best play was a sensational one-handed catch on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
You can find it actually in our archives as a, I believe, a 30-second clip, and they have Mike Zepeda on that call. And
That's it. I believe it was stunning for both of us. I think I was there for it.
We were actually in booths right next to each other, and I could hear you guys all the way from the other side of the press box.
2nd down and 10, out in the flat to Harden. He is hit, stays on his feet, but he's wrapped up by Jackson. Minimal gain on the play. They'll give him forward progress to the 36. So a 3rd down and 6 coming up for Saddleback. Patterson wants to work quickly. Pirates showing blitz. And now they'll take a little time. Now this is a common tactic here for Saddleback. And talk a little bit about after this play. Patterson able to get away, has the 1st down and more. He's into Pirate territory all the way down inside the 35.
Yeah, Ventura sent the house on that, and somehow Patterson's able to slip through and get up the middle.
Let's watch the replay here, and they are very close to getting him.
Oh, yeah, over pursuit. That's a huge play for Saddleback.
One more time here, and is that Bradley Taylor maybe on the blitz?
He beats the blitz. That's all it was. Is all of a sudden the defensive line breaks down and he sees it and just shoots for it.
Yeah, once he gets away from a couple of tackles there, it is all open field before he's finally tracked down at the 33-yard line. Biggest run of the night for either team, and it comes for Patterson for Saddleback. So a 1st and 10 for the Gauchos in Pirate territory. Patterson looking left, nothing there. Going to tuck it and run one more time. This time, he's wrapped up by Dixon. Gain of about a yard on the play. So Danyai Dixon closes quickly. Limits Patterson to a 1-yard run and a 2nd and 9 coming up. Well, they'll give him 2. 3 wide receivers bunched to the right. Patterson has the snap. Straight drop, another blitz coming. They screen it out to Johnson. Johnson runs out of room on the near side.
He's just able to tiptoe and get a couple extra yards. We'll see where that eventual spot is. I think he only was able to make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Taylor forces him out of bounds.
Good job on the pursuit by the defense there.
3rd down and 8. Upcoming. We talked about Freem, the kicker for Saddleback, the long field goal. I believe last week was 33 yards.
36.
36. This would be about 48 yards. So they could use a little more yardage to get in Freem's range. Another blitz on 3rd and long. Patterson with good protection over the middle, but it's overthrown, incomplete. He wanted Yasser Berry. One more time. Berry's been the star tonight for Saddleback with a couple of touchdown receptions.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and 8.
Both teams electing to do that. And
no, running out the field goal unit late.
There you go.
Well, we saw this before, too. Who knows what Coach McElroy is going to think on the sidelines in a few seconds. This one would come from the left hash, and it would be a 48-yarder. For those that might not have joined us in the first half. Kick is up.
Oh.
And it's just short. Freem looked like he had it on line, but not quite enough leg. And the Pirates will take over after the missed field goal. Again, for those that might not have been here in the first half, they brought out the field goal unit and then called a timeout and elected to go for it. But that time, Freem gets the call. But he can't convert from 48 yards. And the score remains tied at 13, 8:20 to go in the 3rd quarter.
It almost seems as if both teams are on the cusp of making a positive drive down the field, but they're just a little bit hesitant to make that one risky play that could possibly put them in the end zone or turn the ball over.
Well, we haven't seen a lot of vertical passing really downfield be successful.
Yeah.
I think both defenses are content to make the other team dink and dunk if they can and get all the way downfield. Good hard running near 1st down yardage for Thomas Duckett.
Which I guess, to my point, meaning both teams are not willing to take that chance because they haven't been successful at it all night, which is making this 3rd quarter very, very tight.
Yeah, both teams throwing a lot of screens to the outside.
8-yard run for Duckett. They keep it on the ground on 2nd and short. Flags coming in.
Absolute bomb thrown by the not the line judge, but well, I guess
One of
it's
the back judges.
Yeah, one of the back judges, and I mean he chucked that thing from the 40-yard line to the other 40-yard line.
I'm not sure what the call is going to be on this.
The run for Duckett was for about 3 yards, good enough for the first down. But let's await a resolution on the flag.
Oh.
And this will go against Ventura. Take the first down off the board on the chop block. When you talk about penalties and the importance as both teams move into double figures in terms of penalties on the night. But it's a momentum killer. It takes a first down off the board, you'd move the chains, and instead you go all the way back to a 2nd down and 17.
Yeah, but back to what Emery said about the throw from the referee. Great chuck by Steve Pollard to get that 40 yards. Or not 40 yards,
Well, we
sorry,
talked about
20.
a lack of vertical passing, but we were only talking about the quarterbacks, not the back judge. Pass complete on the far side. Vanderjack continues to work that left side as the Pirates work from left to right here in the third.
And if that's a matchup that he likes, he's going to continue to attack it. Obviously, on the near sideline, it's been very difficult. And actually, in the first half, you're noticing that they would continue to attack that outside receiver who, obviously it's flipped now, but in the last quarter, in the third quarter at least, they were continuing to throw to that near sideline.
Another catch is made into Gaucho territory. Alston again. He's got 4 catches here in the third quarter.
And who does it go to? Outside receiver once again.
Levon Alston. He's working over there against Tyler Noble, and I think you guys are exactly on it. This is obviously something that Vanderjack and Steve Mushagian and the offensive brain trust here at Ventura, they've obviously zoned in on something because Vanderjack is looking left and finding Alston to good effect. Double move perhaps, but Vanderjack just going to dump it short.
Yeah, right there, he tries to throw off the defensive back on that throw, on that fake pump, and he does end up getting, looks like 2 yards out of it. So a decent effort by the quarterback trying to make sure the defense stays off of his outside receiver, especially on that kind of screen design play.
Yeah, good play recognition and discipline by Saddleback to not bite on the screen and let the fade go.
2-yard catch for Duckett. Brings up 2nd down and 8. Now they'll keep it on the ground. Good running room for Duckett. Has the first down inside the 35, down to the 32. Thomas Duckett starting to get it revved up. 13 yards and a great job by that Ventura Pirate offensive line. Good running room for Duckett.
It has appeared since the first quarter that that offensive line group for Ventura has been doing a great job up front. Very physical, they're very willing to get their hands involved.
Good protection for Vanderjack, but he throws it over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted back inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah,
Colton Larseval just playing center field, and Vanderjack's got good protection here.
He kind of threw into double coverage over there.
Yeah, throws into double coverage. Little contact with Jordan and the defensive back, and Jordan ends up stopping his route. That's unfortunate for Ventura.
First turnover of the night, and it stalls a good Pirate drive. The Gauchos will take over at their 10-yard line. 5:39 remaining in the third. We're still tied at 13. Here comes Patterson and the Saddleback offense.
That goes back to our conversation of neither team really willing to throw downfield, and that's exactly what the end result was on this drive. Was you start trying to take that chance down the center of the field, and those defensive backs on both teams have been making great plays, and there's an end result of an interception.
Cuero can't get away from Lambert. On the play, a 3-yard, call it a 4-yard gain for Cuero, but Lambert probably saved a good 10 or 15 yards in addition to that with a good open field tackle on Cuero. 2nd down and 6. Pistol formation, play action, quick slant. Derrico had it for a moment. The ball's on the field, but they're going to say this is incomplete, and that's a break for the Gauchos.
Yeah, bounced right off of the chest plate of the pads there for the receiver. Part of me not having the name, I've been working the system all night. But
Derrico on the quick slant.
Good pass right there on the top of the numbers, exactly where we want to put it. He just didn't receive it the right way. Bounces right off his chest.
3rd down and 6 for Saddleback from their own 14. Now, I started to ask about when they get quickly to the line, then they step back and call the play from there. And trouble with the snap, but Patterson's got it, but he's in all kinds of trouble, and he's going to be sacked back inside the 10.
What a great way to add momentum to your punt receiving team.
Looked like Dondre Baker coming on the blitz was the first to get there. That's a big play for the Pirate defense, and they should get some very good field position out of it.
Yeah, that's huge. You throw an interception, and then your defense comes out, gets a 3 and out, even forces Saddleback back a few yards. And like you said, they're going to have great field position.
Watson's going to wait for this one in Saddleback territory.
You're going to have to assume the punter, that's in the back of his mind. He's literally punting from the very back end of his
More
end
trouble
zone.
with the snap. Avila does get it away. Watson, very returnable. Now he juggles it, but he falls on it at about the 40-yard line. And all of a sudden, it's a little bit of football follies out here. Nobody can handle the football.
A wild play there.
Moisture in the air possibly having a little bit of an effect on the ball. You can even tell in the booth that we got a little bit of moisture on the bench here.
A little condensation.
Yeah.
Like, Watson lucky to get back on that.
Yeah, seriously.
So the Pirates still come away with very good field position at the 40-yard line of Saddleback. Duckett in the backfield with Vanderjack. Duckett straight ahead, all kinds of room. He's at the 25, but he's tripped up by Larseval.
What a good shoestring tackle. Just reached out. He was on the ground and grabbed his foot and was able to get him to fall on the ground. But
well, that was an 18-yard run by Duckett, but if Larseval doesn't make that shoestring tackle, it's a 40-yard run by Duckett.
it could have been 6 points up on the board easily.
Back to Duckett. Again, a good push from that front 5, but flags come in. Bradley wraps up Duckett after a gain of about 5, but let's wait and see what the call is.
And here we go again. That offensive line not afraid to use their hands, and that might cost them right here. It looks like a holding penalty, and there it is.
Just when the Pirate offensive line starts to get things going, push themselves back.
Then again, when you have a running back who's willing to pull off an 18-yard run, sometimes that penalty might not mean as much.
2nd down and 20 from the 32.
It's actually the first down.
Yeah, it should be first down. The scoreboard still has 2nd, but it's 1st and 20. Duckett on the right side.
He's going to be picking up a
to
lot
the
of yards.
25-yard line, a 7-yard run.
Yeah, another sizable run up the middle. Ventura's been setting up Saddleback all game. They've been going horizontal, throwing slings to the sideline, and now last few plays, they've gashed them up the middle.
2nd down and 13. Neese in the game in the backfield with Vanderjack receivers left and right. They go with Neese over his left guard, a gain of about 3. And a 3rd down and 10 coming up from the Saddleback 22-yard line.
Different defensive unit out here for the Gauchos. Bigger size in the middle. They're really stacking that box right there, trying to prevent another run.
Vanderjack throws right. Catch is made at the 10-yard line.
Great field awareness by Dustin Sanchez. He sets up right at the sticks, and he gets Vanderjack just enough for the first down.
Yes, just sits down right at the 10-yard line and makes the sure catch.
And Vanderjack puts it where only his receiver can catch it.
2nd catch tonight for Sanchez, and it's a big one. As the Pirates move the chains, they have it now 1st and goal from the 10. Duckett up the middle.
Who else
down
would
to
be
the
carrying
5.
the ball?
He already has 1 touchdown rushing tonight, and he's certainly got it going here in this 3rd quarter. A 4-yard run. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. 2nd and goal from the 6 coming up for Ventura. Three wide receivers to the left. Duckett in motion. Duckett pushes off at the 3, churning his legs down to the goal line. It looks like he's just short. Just short of the goal line.
You can make
The
call
fans
yourself.
here had started to celebrate as the touchdown was initially called, but they were quick to spot that one inside the 1. It's 3rd and goal from about the 1 foot line, and a timeout taken with 1:10 remaining in the third quarter. The Pirates are on the doorstep trying to break open a tie game. Third and a foot for the Pirates. Duckett in the deep eye. Offset eye behind Vanderjack. Duckett over his right guard. Down to the goal line. He's in. Thomas Duckett from a yard out. .105 to go in the third. And Ventura back out in front now, 19-13. Continente on for the extra point.
So good field position pays dividends for Ventura as they're able to punch it in on the short field.
Well, in this third quarter, the Gauchos have not had much in terms of time of possession, but they've also really struggled to move the football, and I think that ultimately what set that up was the good drive that ended in the interception ultimately, but the good defensive stand, they get it back in good field position, as you say, Ryan, and then take it in from there. But right now, I think if you're the Gauchos, if you're on that sideline, a little concerned right now, they have really stalled offensively.
Yeah, they need to get something going here sooner rather than later. You got a minute left in the third.
Well, it's Yasser Berry that has really been the key offensively, but he has just 4 catches tonight. 2 of them have gone for touchdowns, but outside of Berry, it's been very difficult for the Gauchos to find anybody that really has been able to reliably get any yardage going.
Yeah, I mean, other than that big play by Patterson on not their last drive, but the one previous,
Yep.
they haven't done anything.
Well, one thing that we could say about this game through 3 quarters is there's been ebb and flow. It seems that anytime one team starts to get something going, the other team does find a way to answer. Let's see if Saddleback can keep that trend going with 1:05 to go here in the third. Here's the approach and the kick away. Taken at the 10. Out to the 20, 25-30. Tripped up near the 35-yard line.
But this one's going to come back. It's going to be an illegal block.
It was Jaden Schubert on the return, but yardage coming off. An illegal block in the back. So the Gauchos will start with very poor field position late in the third, trailing this one 20-13. So this will go all the way back to the 11-yard line. Jerome Johnson, who was the leading rusher in the first half for the Gauchos, is on in the backfield behind Patterson in this 4 wide receiver set. Quick snap, play action. Patterson looking right, throws and completes out to the 20-yard line near the first down marker. That was Barry with the reception. His first reception in the second half. And it's good for 10 yards and a first down. Now they go to Johnson. A gain of about a yard or two. Coleman on the stop. Will the Gauchos run one more play here in the third down to 13 seconds?
Yeah, if I were them, I was gonna say you might want to.
No, they'll run a play. 2 seconds. Final play of the third quarter. Out to Cooper. Ooh. And Cooper absorbs a big hit at the 27-yard line. To end the third quarter, Jalen Watson upends Cooper. Watch the tackle here from Jalen moving up. 4-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 4 for Saddleback when we come back to start the fourth quarter on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Start of the fourth quarter and a big third down for Saddleback. 3rd and 4 from their 27-yard line. Patterson with Johnson in the backfield. Short drop. Tucks it under, rolling right, still looking, has a man, and it's incomplete. Looked like Lynch in the clear, had his hands on it, Ryder Lynch, but he couldn't quite haul it in.
Yeah,
even if fourth down coming up. Sorry, Ryder.
Even if he would have had that, it would have been called back, but they would have had to try. They would have had the opportunity to try another third down instead of
another flag on the play.
Away.
Lynch just came clear, but as you say, perhaps all for naught with a flag on the play anyway. But it'll be the punting unit, and now for the Pirates, an opportunity. This game has never been outside of a one-score game at any point, but Ventura getting it back here. A chance to extend on a 7-point lead. Watson, fair catch made at the 37-yard line. 36-yard punt, no return. And Ventura will get it back. Good field position.
Yeah, this could really be a statement drive for Ventura. If they get another touchdown here, even a field goal will help. But a touchdown, I mean, with as poorly as Saddleback's played recently on offense, it could seem insurmountable.
This is an important game. We talked a little bit about why this game was so important for Saddleback, obviously not wanting to start 0-2. But for Ventura, those that have followed the program for a number of years, as Duckett gets the call, good running room again, out to the 44-yard line, a 7-yard run, will know that this program has been right on the precipice for a number of years, winning the North with great success in the last several years under Coach Steve Mushagian, but really coming up short in that playoff run in that first round, running into Fullerton, Riverside, the Saddlebacks of the SCFA, as they keep it on the ground on 2nd and short, this one near the first down marker. And for a couple of years now, the feeling on Ventura is they want to get past that level. They want to win games like this, beat teams like this. Send that message early to the team themselves that maybe they're the team to beat in the SCFA, but you need to win games against those teams. They have a matchup later with Fullerton later on in the season, and that's going to be a huge game for a program that's really trying to build toward winning a championship, which is undoubtedly not just in terms of lip service, but truly the goal for this program under Coach Steve Mushagian.
Well,
First down yardage.
Fullerton for sure being one of the best teams in the SCFA. We've seen them, and we have covered them for sure, winning the state championship 2 years in a row.
Absolutely.
And you're exactly right, Jeff. There's 3 programs really in Southern California that have really dominated this whole scene of college football, and this is kind of a shout out to both organizations out on the field right now of such a high level of football being played on this field tonight.
Blitz coming. Try a little misdirection, but this one going to be a loss.
Yeah, no
Nice.
one fooled there.
Yeah, got the
Big
carry.
loss.
That's a loss of about 5 yards all the way back to the 46 of Ventura, and a 3rd down and 11 coming up.
But I will say Ventura, like many of the other top programs, is something that many smaller programs or younger programs are definitely trying to emulate. I mean, this is a very seasoned staff working here in a very, organized group of players.
Vanderjack looking left, hit as he throws that one off of Price's hands and falls incomplete. He was looking for Jordan on the play.
Here comes a roughing the passer call, if I'm not mistaken.
And it will be another roughing the passer call, and that's an absolute killer if you're the Gauchos. You're off the field there with an incompletion, 4th down coming up, but instead 15 yards takes it to the Saddleback 39. And this is the type of offense you do not want to give these guys multiple looks. And that's exactly what Saddleback is going to do.
It's all about cashing in at this point for Ventura. If they can do that, man, Saddleback definitely have their backs up against the wall with the 12 minutes roughly remaining in this quarter and basically in the ball game.
Well, and with the difficulty that Saddleback has had moving the football,
Yeah,
2 scores can start to feel like 4 scores.
that offensive unit has to get something going soon.
Knee straight ahead, has some running room, makes a little move at the 30, still on his feet at the 25, dragging tacklers down to the 22.
What a play by the running back just to keep his legs moving.
17-yard rumble for Hayden Neese as we watch the replay. Fullerton, meanwhile, taking on Riverside. That's a titanic matchup in the SCFA at Riverside. They're heading to the 4th, and Fullerton leading that one 28-27. Well, if there's ever been one program that's been kryptonite for another program, it's Riverside trying to get past Fullerton. Neese upended by Larseville, a run of about a yard. 2nd down and 9 coming up. Riverside season's ended against Fullerton, I want to say the last 3 or 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, and they just can't seem to get by the Hornets. But this year they get them in the regular season. We'll keep an eye on that score as they head to the 4th quarter.
And the conversation around the league is if you ask head coaches anywhere of what it means to play against Fullerton, they will tell you, and they'll be very honest about the situation, that Fullerton knows that they're good. Every player on the field knows that they're good. And you're exactly right, Riverside. Very
Vanderjack
tough task.
pop flies the far side, leaping attempt, touchdown Pirates!
Yeah, no help over the top here. And Ventura finally connects on one of these deep balls.
Well, they just put it up there high for Brandon Jordan. And he is locked one-on-one. And that's a great job by Vanderjack there. It's you got the big body, you put the jump ball up there and let Jordan go get it. Extra point up and good. The Pirates move it out to a 14-point lead. That's the largest for either team. 11-13 to go in the ballgame. And Ventura with the lead. You're watching Ventura College football on the VC Sports Network. Gauchos now with an uphill climb. They trail it 27-13, the Pirates, with a big second half. Couple of touchdowns. They lead it by 14. Continente has it teed up. We're ready to go. High end-over-end kick taken at the 11, out to the 25, and to the 30.
Oh,
That's
there
where
you
the
go.
Gauchos will go to work, and now we'll have flags everywhere.
I don't know what number 26 is doing right there, pleading to the referee. There's no doubt about that. That's a personal foul. I'll get the replay up for y'all.
Let's see if we can catch just at the tail end here of the play. And there,
Watch him go with those
Yeah.
hands to the head.
as he's
Right there, he
getting
gets
up,
up.
and you can watch
Boom.
him. Yeah, it's hard to say. There's
No, I'm going to be honest with you, Jeff. I watched the whole play progression.
Yep.
That was not a that was definitely in some ways, and I don't like to use this word lightly, but that was malicious.
Yeah, Saddleback once again shoots themselves in the foot.
Yeah, it was Jonathan Jefferson, and clearly something set Jefferson off there, but he's the one ultimately too that appeared to throw the first punch there, and he gets caught. And they'll take it back to the 16-yard line. The 15-yard penalty will put the Gauchos in a hole to start this drive. And you got a lot of time, 11:09 to go, but you get the feeling the Gauchos need something fairly dramatic here to get themselves out of a funk offensively that they've really been in for this second half. Play action to Cuero, quick throw, Berry with the catch at the 20. Henry wraps him up at the 21, 5-yard gain.
That's good. A little short pass there, trying to get the momentum going here for Saddleback. They need to get that confidence with the throwing game back up.
They'll empty the backfield. They screen it out to Cuero. Cuero at the 20, lowers the shoulder, trying to get to the first down marker, and it looks like he does. Gain of about 5 yards and a foot on 2nd and 5. That'll move the chains. They'll spot it at the 27.
You got 10:30 roughly left in this ball game.
Berry with the catch at the 33.
And they're going no huddle.
Out to the 38. Well, I think at this point, obviously it's a little bit about time, but also, why not shake things up with having the struggles that they are to move the football?
Ryan, are you seeing a little bit of a 2-minute drill here?
Quarterback draw. Patterson out to the 45.
Yeah, I mean, they found a way that they can move the ball, and going for 5 yards of play. It hasn't worked from earlier, but now going no huddle, they got the tempo on their side, and they're moving the ball. And Ventura's out of position now. They got one corner on 2 receivers on the near side.
2nd down and 3. See if Patterson recognizes, and he does. Finds Lynch in Pirate territory. He slips out of a tackle. He's down to the 33-yard line. That is a gain of 22 yards, and the Gauchos are fully on the move now in Ventura territory. Continue to work quickly. Cuero hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss on the play. Taylor coming up with a little help from Moyer. They'll give Cuero forward progress to the 36, making it a loss of 3 on the play, and a 2nd down and a long 12 coming up.
Good call on the blitz right there by the defense, making sure that you can contain whatever running play they had going forward. I don't know if they knew that was going to be the play call, but they definitely called it easy.
Another blitz coming on 2nd and long. Good protection. Patterson airs it out looking for Berry. Flags come in on the play. The pass is incomplete, but let's see what the call is. They tried a double move there with Berry again. That's a great adjustment by Henry. So the penalty works against Ventura. It's a 5-yard penalty, but an automatic first down. Defensive holding. So the Gauchos have it at the 26-yard line of Ventura, 1st and 10. Pistol formation again, receivers left and right. Cuero in motion. Patterson in trouble. Sheds tacklers. He's still on his feet, but he's tripped up. A loss of a yard on the play. Jeremiah Nunnery after Patterson. Ryan had gotten away from about 4 or 5 black jerseys. He was one man away from maybe picking up a good chunk of yardage, but it's Nunnery who's just able to trip him up. A loss of a yard on the play. Call it 2, 2nd down and 12. Quick throw. Barry on the screen. He's at the 25, 20, 15. Cuts it to his left. Makes another cut.
Wow.
He's at the 5. Barry's going in. 3rd touchdown tonight.
Let's watch this run back. He makes that cutback move, comes back the other side, and totally crosses over the defensive back who is coming over trying to pick up that tackle. Was not able to come back to it, and what a great job of running.
Yeah, picks up just a little block here at the end just so he can cruise in. And this is just a lot of Yasir Berry.
Yeah, I mean, they run the screen, they get the lineman downfield, but neither of the linemen picked up a block. That was all Berry making cuts and dicing up the defense.
3 touchdowns tonight for Yasir Berry. And again, I make the point, and I have to double-check the box score to get the official call on this, but I believe Berry didn't have a catch last week.
No, I
don't know.
think
We
I
don't have
gotta-
that game. Don't know if perhaps he was unavailable for the game. But either way, this is his debut in 2018, and for Gaucho fans, I think something to be excited about. And Yasir Berry.
Yeah, very impressive game for Berry.
Meanwhile, there's a penalty on the extra point, and this is an extra point of some significance. An 8-point game as of right now. Freem will try this one. Little trouble on the snap, but they get it down. And Freem missed it. So a couple of missed extra points, and now the Gauchos trail it by 8.
That was the NFL try there for the extra point.
Not the NFL result.
Not the NFL. Well, I mean,
for the Gauchos.
Then again, you have noticed the statistics have shown that the kickers have been making less extra point. Not significantly, but it has definitely factored into some games. That's a very important extra point. We'll see in the upcoming minutes whether or not that's going to end up affecting.
I'm just waiting for them to put the uprights about football width apart for the kickers in the NFL, and just see if they can make it then.
Yeah. Well, maybe we heard from across the booth arena football width, maybe rugby width. If anybody watching knows anything about rugby, they got a very narrow area to kick the ball through the field goals, and for rugby,
I feel like ultimately it's going to have to go in that direction. The kicking has become so good.
well, when you got guys like Justin Tucker who can nail a 60-yarder in a game, no problem.
Yeah.
Not saying it's no problem.
Just make them drop it right on the turf. Old school. Just kick it out of it, a little unpredictable. 27-19. 8:34 to go. Gauchos back within 1 score. Duckett on the return, looking for a lane. He's at the 30. Makes a little move out to the 35, where he has finally brought down a good return. Sets the Pirates up with solid field position to start this drive. 8:26 to go here in the 4th. Well, just when it looked like maybe the Pirates were going to pull away and cruise in this one, boy, give the Gauchos a lot of credit. Big-time response there. They get into the end zone, and it's a one-score ball game again.
Yeah, big response from Saddleback. Now let's see if Ventura can answer that and put up a drive of their own.
Vanderjack continues at the controls with Duckett, who started to amass the yardage here in this second half. They go to Duckett on the ground. Up the middle for a gain of about 5 out to the 41. The 5-yard run brings up 2nd down and 5, and you expect the Gauchos not going to be in a big hurry here. As we wind down under 8 minutes to go. Three wide receivers on this 2nd and 5 play. Back to Duckett. Weaves his way forward. He's near the 1st down marker. It's going to come down to the spot. This is close, and he's got it. So 5 yards on 2nd and 5. And the Pirates with a fresh set of downs. Duckett at the half had 39 yards, and he's getting very close to 100 if he's not already there in this second half. He's broken off a couple of big runs. Also has a couple of rushing touchdowns tonight.
And even a reception.
Duckett running left, but he runs into Chase Bradley after a gain of about a yard. Second down and 9. The Gauchos will shuffle in some fresh bodies. Meanwhile, a couple of changes for the Pirates as well.
Yeah, Ventura's in their 5-minute offense here. They're trying to milk the clock as much as they can get. So Saddleback, they're sending the big bodies, try to stop the run.
They'll go a little smaller here on 2nd and 9. 4 wide receiver set. Vanderjack, straight drop looking left. Wants Alston, and it's off his hands. Well, going back to the matchup that they've liked so very much here in this second half, Alston working against Noble. But they can't connect, and a 3rd down and 9 coming up, 6:16 to go in the 4th.
Tipped right off of his hands. He should have had that one, and you could tell after he dropped the ball that he was upset about it with himself.
Third down and 9. Three-man rush. Vanderjack feeling some pressure, throws on the run. Looking for Jordan, and the pass was incomplete.
Man, they were in hot pursuit, and he just barely got that ball out. And I don't know if you guys saw in the bottom right corner of your screen, the linebacker had his arms all the way around his legs as he was throwing, and he just barely got out of the grasp.
Yeah, they initially rushed 3, and it looks like they came with a delayed blitz, but not much of a rush there, and able to still get a lot of pressure on Vanderjack and ultimately disrupt that play.
Good coverage over top, too.
Gauchos will get it back. 6:10 to go. Strong rush, and Hinsey angles right and gets this one away, and it takes a good bounce for the Pirates.
Oh.
Inside the 10, down to the 7. That is a punt of 46 yards with no return.
What a
huge play on special teams, Ian Hinsey.
What a beautiful spiraling punt. Sends it straight up in the air, gives it good hang time, and there was no way that Saddleback was going to be even able to attempt a return on that one.
Well, it's not quite the drive from 1986, but if the Gauchos want it, 93 yards in 5:56.
Yeah, they're in a hole for sure, but building off their last drive, they didn't start off in great field position then either. So,
well, if you're the Pirates, you gotta know where Yasser Berry is on the field.
Yeah.
Pistol formation on 1st and 10. Patterson, 4-man rush, has time, airs it out, going for Berry. A little bit of contact, no call.
That's a good no call by the referee. He was definitely trying to go for the ball, and he might have had a little bit of a push in there, but he was trying to get his hands out to the ball because he was definitely behind it.
And it's Ahmad Jallo, whose number we haven't called a whole lot tonight. He's out there on Berry, and he had good coverage.
He had just overrun it a little bit, but it was great coverage just to make sure that the wide receiver, Berry, was not able to catch the ball.
2nd down and 10. Cuero in motion. Quick throw out in the flat. Catch is made. Minimal gain on the play. So they'll run out of bounds. Austin Derrico with a 3-yard reception brings up 3rd down and 7 for the Gauchos. Gauchos with 2 timeouts remaining. Patterson in some trouble, looking for Harden in the pass, overthrown, and they'll have to punt here from their own 10-yard line, 5:15 to go.
Yeah, even if Harden comes down with that, he's getting leveled immediately. May have even lost a yard. Good stop for Ventura, get the ball back, and try to run as much time off the clock as possible.
So Avila to punt from his own end zone. And again, expect the Pirates to come out of this with good field position. Watson waiting at the Saddleback 46.
That was just nearly almost tipped.
Kick away, and it takes a great bounce for Saddleback. Well, this is about as much field reversal as you could have hoped for if you're Saddleback. That's a punt of 52 yards, no return, and Ventura will take over with solid field position, albeit not everything they had hoped for. They'll start from their own 38-yard line. 5:04 to go. See if we see more of Thomas Duckett on this drive. He was able to move the chains with a couple of runs on the last drive before the Gaucho defense tightened. Vanderjack with Duckett in the backfield. Duckett dances his way forward out past the 40 to the 43-yard line. A 5-yard run brings up 2nd down and 5. Let's correct that very quickly. It was Gil Scott Jackson on the carry, so no Thomas Duckett. But Jackson, a major contributor last year for the Pirates, so no doubt Coach Mushagian and his staff a lot of faith in Gil Scott Jackson out there, and he runs for 5 yards on 1st down. 2nd down and 5. Jackson again gets the call over his right guard, pushing the pile near the 1st down marker, and he's going to get a pretty good spot. I think he's got it. And he does. Back-to-back runs for Gil Scott Jackson. Pirates move the chains. They have it at their own 48, 1st and 10. Play clock at 12, and the Pirates obviously going to be content to run that down. Gauchos starting to crowd the line. Jackson straight ahead. No gain on the play. Met by a host of Gauchos.
Yeah, Saddleback sends pressure here, and Ventura runs right into it. Nowhere to go. No push.
Melange with the stop. 2nd down and 10. Now Duckett returns. Well, I think at this point, the way that the Pirate defense has been playing and with the field position you currently have, I think you run 2 more running plays here. Put it in the hands of your defense, make them go 90-plus yards if possible. Duckett sweeping to the near side, wants the corner, cuts it back. He's still on his feet. Noble finally cuts him down, but not before he's got the 1st down.
Well, don't even need to rely on your defense if you can pick up conversions like that.
That's a 10-yard run for Duckett. Down to the 40, call it 12 yards. Duckett with the speed to get to the outside, then finds a little lane, cuts it back. And the Pirates can run a little more clock, 2:33 and counting. Again, the Gauchos have 2 timeouts remaining. Vanderjack on the keeper, but he's just going to have to eat the ball and take a loss on the play back to the 44-yard line. Nowhere to go.
Good penetration on the line right there by the defensive line of Saddleback, and they were able to apply pressure really quickly, even though the individual who got through, I believe it was number 66, got leveled the moment he got through the line, but it did give enough time for the linebackers to pick up exactly where the ball was going.
2nd down and 13, and you have to imagine here is where you'll see Coach Mark McElroy use the 2 remaining timeouts. that they have.
Yeah, you got to. After
Quick
second
snap to
down, after
Neese,
third
and there's a penalty on the play. This is going to be actually, before the snap, it'll be a timeout taken by Ventura. 1:37 to go. The Pirates trying to close it out, 27-19. You're watching Ventura College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Second down and 13 for the Pirates. Neese in the backfield with Vanderjack. Neese with a little running room into the Gauchos secondary. He's hit at the 30, falls forward to the 28. Another first down, and that may do it for the Pirates.
Yeah, that's going to seal it. That was a dagger right there.
Well, Neese gets just a little bit of a lane here, and then he does the rest. Runs through the arm tackle, and it's just good, hard running, and what a job by that Pirate offensive line. Really turned it up in the second half, establishing that run game, and ultimately maybe that as much as anything spelled the difference.
Ventura's consistently found holes up the middle and got some running room. Throughout the game, especially in the second half, though, just hitting that middle crease.
Another big matchup in the Central. Mount San Antonio College, a 43-36 win over Long Beach City College. Neese trying for the corner. He's got it. Neese into the clear and in for the touchdown. Hayden Neese, 28-yard touchdown run. See if we can back that one up a little bit. Well, that's a way to finish with emphasis, I think, if you're the Pirates. Forget about running out the clock.
Yeah.
Under a minute to go. How about running it all the way in? First it was Jackson, then it was Duckett, and then it was Hayden Neese finishing it off. But I think the more important names are the 5 names on that Pirate offensive line. Those are the guys that really closed the door.
Yeah, that really stepped up here.
And one thing, Ryan, you have always told me about when you were playing wide receiver, the one thing you got to pride yourself on is being a good blocker downfield, and that is exactly what they did on that far sideline. You could tell the Ventura offense starting to kind of crank on all gears here.
Just keep it here for a couple of quick scores from around the SCFA. Mount San Jacinto, who we saw last week, they won again. They're at LA Southwest. They win at 35-14. College of the Canyons, and we will have College of the Canyons for a few games this year on SoCalCollegeSports.com. 47-14, they win at Grossmont. Very impressive start for the Cougars, and we look forward to having coverage of Canyons football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com in the weeks to come. And they look like a player, so the Pirates enjoy this one, but you got some company in the north here. I think there's a real player to keep an eye on. College of the Canyons, that's their 7th straight win going back to last year.
Yeah, as always, Ventura has one of the toughest schedules in the state, but I know Coach Mushigian prides himself on taking on the best.
Well, especially if you look at years past, they got to find a way. We were talking about it earlier. Get past those top-tier teams and giving yourself essentially that playoff look early on to allow yourself to readjust later on in the season, especially once you get into the playoffs, to exactly how those teams are going to come at you. And the other side of things, though, does say you have to look at it in terms of
big hit on the return out to the 27-yard line.
You also have to look at it in terms of the other teams getting a look at Ventura and how they're going to start attacking these teams. But it'll be interesting to see how those during the season results end up looking.
Fullerton and Riverside, 3:37 to go in the fourth. Fullerton with a 34-33 lead on Riverside. Titanic matchup in the SCFA. San Diego Mesa, 27-21 lead late in the fourth over Golden West. And now with 49 seconds remaining, the Gauchos go to work. Empty backfield. Patterson guns it. Incomplete, looking for Cooper. They're not on the same page. Cerritos leading Moore Park 31-10 in the fourth. In our other game tonight, they're midway through the fourth. Santa Ana all over Antelope Valley 30-6. Hope you've been checking in on that game as well on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Doubleheader action for you. Straight drop for Patterson. Looking for Barry, and the pass incomplete.
Right through the hands and off the face mask of Barry. It's his first slip up of the game. It would have helped pad his stats a little bit.
Yeah, he was about 12 yards down the field. Would have been a good reception to have, but for a guy who's been doing a lot of the playmaking for Saddleback so far, you'd have to assume that he would slip up one time.
That's fair.
Patterson on 3rd and 10 in some trouble. Spins away. He's still on his feet. Now he goes down. Got back to the line. Maybe picked up a yard. But good coverage downfield. And Patterson ultimately nowhere to go with the football. 33 seconds remaining and a timeout on the field. Saddleback going to talk things over here down to their last bullet here on 4th down and 9. And the Pirates going to move to 2-0 as they close in on this victory at home over Saddleback. And well, I think as good a start as you can hope for if you're the Pirates. They get the road win against the very game Orange Coast team. Then they come back home. Very tough opponent in Saddleback, and they take care of business here.
Man, Orange Coast is a hard place to go play. They always have a pretty good crowd there, and that stadium gets very – it's not necessarily like it's a NFL or big college football experience when you're going there, but they do definitely get a little bit of sound because the stadium has that bowl shape to it. And I remember way back in my first year covering Moore Park College, we went and played there, and it was a very tough game to play, mainly because of that fact.
4th down and 9. Patterson with time, looking deep down the far sideline, and it's incomplete. And the Pirates can take over in victory formation here with 26 seconds remaining. Let's give a few quick thank yous. Want to pass along thanks to Art Gilbreth on camera for Ventura College. Really appreciate the work on camera that Art gives. Also, Art able to immediately call most flags before the ref even says anything. So I think that's one of the other things that Art really brings to the broadcast. I know I appreciate that. Thanks as always to Mike Cepeda, helping to set up the broadcast, producing this broadcast here for SoCalCollegeSports.com. Of course, my thanks to Emery Johnson, Ryan Wilmore on the broadcast. Guys, it's been fun. Again, we'll just keep going with this. Okay, we got some work every week. Thanks to everybody, of course, at Ventura College. Athletics Director Mary McDonough, Head Coach Steve Mushagian, Bobby Mushagian, the coaching staff for Ventura College, always giving us a lot of time and helping us to bring this broadcast to you. And we certainly offer our thanks to them for everything that they do to make this happen on a weekly basis. We will be back for Ventura College, not next week, but in 2 weeks, when they're back at home to take on Palomar College. Next week, it's Allen Hancock College. That game to be played at Allen Hancock College. We will return with coverage in Week 4, and we hope that you will return and join us as well for the Palomar game in 2 weeks. The Pirates, as this one gets ready to go final, will win this one over Saddleback 34-19. That will also wrap up our coverage here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Once again, the final score, Ventura 34, Saddleback 19. For everybody here at SoCalCollegeSports.com, I am Jeff Stoynoff. So long, everybody.